Okay, so I mentioned in class that we're going to have that we're going to be working with this site, and that I expect you to do some work on this uh, for our next class. And we started to look at uh, Python here, and we talked about this print statement, and we started this tutorial here called Start Learning Python Now. And here we have the Python introduction, which we began to cover, and we tried that, and the Python getting started. Now, here they talk about installing Python, and I said that we're going to wait to do this on the Coursera website. So we're going to wait for that. So going next to the syntax, so we start by talking about the indentation. We talked about the indentation. The next thing they talk about is comments. So you should cover this before class, because we'll have a quiz on this material. Variables. So go through the entire variables section. That will be included on the quiz as well. And also data types will be included, and Python numbers. So in this section, Python numbers, you'll see that there are different. Python treats numbers differently depending on whether it's what they call a float. So a float means basically just that you have a decimal point there in the expression, versus what we would call an integer, where you don't have any decimal points. This is an integer, including the minus sign. This is an integer, and so on. So you are responsible for learning this material for the next class, and being prepared to answer a few quiz questions on this material. In addition to that, you should make sure that you go to the Coursera page that we showed this week, and go through everything in week 1. So go through all of it, make sure that you've seen it all and read it all. So remember, this is called Programming for Everybody, and it's part of what we call a specialization. This is the first course in that specialization, and hopefully everybody has registered for it without paying. So remember, here is the specialization. This is the specialization. This is the teacher, and we, if you go down here to courses, we're just doing this first one called Course 1, and we're just doing week 1. So that's what you're expected to do. You're supposed to do this week 1 here. I will also put a link to the video of our class in case you want to review what we did in our class. I'll put that on Manaba as well. So that is here. Okay, then we also have another assignment. So this is a thread, or part of the forum in our class, and it says find a Python tutorial. It can be a video or otherwise. I think there should not be a space there. And go through about 10 minutes of learning on that tutorial, and post the URL here in this thread, and say what language the tutorial is in. So if it's Japanese or Chinese or whatever it is, and then say what someone will learn by watching it or reading the first 10 minutes of it. So in other words, say what you learned by watching or reading 10 minutes of it, and put that here in the forum. So that is our homework for this week. So we need to prepare. You need to prepare the information in this tutorial. You need to go to make sure you've gone through week 1 of this Coursera course, and you need to find a tutorial in your own language, and go through 10 minutes of it, and then explain what you learned in that tutorial. Okay, good luck.